I haven't seen you in this neighborhood before. Who are you?
Also, you should be able to tell someone, get off your lawn. It's your lawn.
Yeah, but I'm saying that's just a figure of speech.
The other ones I think are annoying, but like if someone's on your lawn, like if I was just showing up on your lawn and I'm like walking around on it, just yelling stereotypes.
No. I think the thing is that how they be trying to police the community.
Yeah.
How they're like, I've never seen you here before. Where do you live at?
Yeah.
What's your apartment number?
Yeah.
I mean, what's your house? Who are you?
Annoying, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, super annoying. Yeah, I don't love the Karens until you live in like an apartment building. See, you're a really rich guy. You don't live in an apartment building.
I did.
You did at one point.
Yeah.
When you were normal like us, you lived in an apartment. Now
no, I was out here. I was in Cali. I was living in Cali, and I lived in a high rise.
Now,
but it's just hard, man. I mean, to have to wait for the elevator.
I know, it's brutal.
And one of them get broken, and then there's only one operational elevator.
And you're gonna have all the girls coming up and down. You know what I mean? They gotta take the stairs. Now they're sweaty. Now they're out of breath.
And then I gotta, I don't ride the elevator with single women.
Yes,
so
you cannot do that.
If a single woman is on the elevator, I gotta wait.
Wait, why don't you? Why? Because they just get too horny.
No, I don't.
Why do they get
run the risk? Sometimes
run the risk of what?
Sometimes the mention of impropriety is enough to sway people's opinion of somebody.
Really?
So I don't do that.
So if a single woman's gonna go into an elevator,
I'm not getting on it.
And what do they think?
I don't let women servers come into my room to bring food.
Really?
If they come to clean the room, I leave the room. I sit in the hallway till they're done. Then I go back into the room.
Now, have you ever blown someone's mind with that? Like, has a girl ever been?
No, a lot of times when people see me, it's like, okay, you can get on. I was like, no, I'll wait till the other. They said, no, it's fine. And I just keep it moving like that.
And do you think that they're thinking there's some reverse racism thing there?
No, I don't know what they're thinking.
Do you clutch your purse when white women walk around?
My crossbody? Nah. Because if I'm on the elevator by myself and a woman steps on, I'll get off.
White women only or black women?
It doesn't matter.
So you won't enter an elevator with a black woman?
I don't get on.
Clip it. No.
Single. A single.
I refuse to ride in an elevator with a black woman.
It don't matter what color.
I just want to let you know, black women, I will ride in the elevator with you.
There you go, Gary.
Unlike Unc, I will ride in the elevator with you, okay?
But you do realize, sometimes that in history, stereotypes have impacted people, a certain group of people in a negative way.
Yeah. Yeah, if it's a negative stereotype, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But you go into that sometimes. You don't like, you know what,
Yeah, I mean, I think intention is everything. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I think my intention is to bring joy and make people laugh. So that's what I do.
But you do realize that intent only matters to you. The group that you're talking about is still equally as offended.
If they're offended.
Right.
I think a lot of times we assume that people don't like humor.
Okay.
But I think for the most part, Americans like to laugh.
Oh.
And we like to laugh at each other.
Okay.
So I bank on Americans having a sense of humor over them not having a sense of humor 100% of the time. Because we're not a humorless culture. There are cultures that are humorless and they don't get shit. But part of America, we love laughing at shit. It don't matter who it is. They could be the most radioactive person in the world. It could be Donald Trump. There was this Indian guy trying to ask Donald Trump a question. Did you see that? It was in a press conference, and this Indian guy had the thickest Indian accent ever. He's speaking English though, but it's just
it's hard. It's broken.
And he's like, Mr. Trump, whatever. He's doing the whole thing, and Trump just cuts him off and goes, I don't know what the hell this guy's saying. Now, when he says that, Americans we die laughing at it because it's just this insane moment that happens, right? The poor guy's just trying to ask a question. He got a thick fucking accent.
Right.
It is what it is. But I think Americans have a sense of humor about shit.
Let me ask you this.
What do you think? Do you think we have a sense of humor? Do you think comedy should be policed?
No, but look, the way I am, if somebody tells me something is offensive to them, I'm good. I don't need to go back in there. I don't say, well, this is my right to say whatever I want to say. I don't look at it like that.
So if one person told you, I'm offended that you sell alcohol and drink alcohol on your show, you would stop? No, hell no. Because this isn't about them, this is about me. But if I said something... That's what I'm talking about.
If I said something about a group...
Now you're getting it.
No, but if I say something about a group, if let's just say an Indian or Asian American says, that, I'm good. I don't need the whole company, I don't need the whole 15 million people to say something.
Okay, ready? I don't like your takes on football.
Okay.
And what if a football player said, no, I don't dislike your takes, but what if a football player said, one football player, not the whole group, one football player said, I don't like your takes. Would you stop playing football? Would you stop talking about football?
No.
Why not?
No, because I'm not talking stereotypically. I'm not trying to demean him. I'm critiquing his play. That's what I'm doing. I'm talking about based on my knowledge of the game, having played the game, having studied the game, having covered the game. I'm basing my opinion solely on my intimate knowledge of the game. It's not about you. I'm not talking about what you might have done on off the field. I'm not talking about anything other than that.
What about basketball?
Yes. Yeah,
but you never played basketball.
I never played basketball.
But you still have an opinion on it.
I still have an opinion.
And that opinion sometimes rubs people the wrong way. It does. And you keep talking about it.
But again, I'm talking about their play, not their ethnicity, not something that they have maybe have done that people have talked about for 100, 200 years. There's a difference, I believe. Stereotype is, I'm not stereotyping that player. I'm not saying, well, because Luka's white, he can't jump.
You're saying specifically stereotypes.
Yes.
But what if, like, it's a cultural analysis?
I think it all depends. I mean, if it's a situation where...
Like, is there a specific thing that you're referencing from me? Because maybe I can speak to it. Seems like you're hung up on this.
No, I'm not hung up because I look at guys that do the edgy comedy.
Yes,
and I do believe that's kind of where you go. You like to live on the edges. You like, damn, this middle it's too safe in here. Yeah. I need to be right up to the edge. Yeah, I mean, you know what? Let me look over there. You know what? As a matter of fact, let me put my foot over the edge. That's how you look at it.
That's the fun. Well, it depends. Like, not to like plug my special, but my current special is just like me not being able to get my wife pregnant because my sperm sucks. So it's like I could also go to Abu Dhabi and make fun of them about the interesting cultural observations I've made. And then I could talk about the things that are difficult and vulnerable in my life. So it depends. And there's some people that might be offended, but there's also like multiple arenas of people who are specifically coming out to see me make fun of them.
Well, you had sold out back at the Forum and the Crib. You sold out Madison Square Garden, so.
And like when you look at the audiences at my shows, I would be like concerned if I was in your situation if it was just like all white people and we're just laughing at minorities.
Right.
That'd be weird.
Right.
But when you look at it and it looks like the UN, to me it's like
a smorgasbord.
it's the proof in the pudding.
Right.
It's like, oh wow, these people actually enjoy seeing this, and they don't like Karens telling them what they should or shouldn't laugh at. Most people that I see policing jokes are like some white guy on NPR from Maine who's never had a minority friend who's like, white people should not be doing this. And then minorities are too sensitive. We cannot make a joke about them at all. Their feelings get hurt. They're so weak. And it's like, to me, that's racist. It's racist that you assume that they can't take jokes.
Right.
Like all the minorities I grew up with, we were, giving each other dozens nonstop. It was just a normal thing for us to do. So that's my experience.
Let me ask you this. Have you told a joke on stage and you look around and you see people that look like you were waiting around to see who else laughed before they laugh?
Bro, you know what? White people do that if you tell a black joke and there's a black person there. They'll go like this, or like, they'll be like, is the black guy laughing? They're like, that shit is funny, isn't it funny? Like, so white people will do that. They're more polite, but non-white people, like minorities, they laugh at everybody. They usually don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like they're not concerned. They're laughing. White people are a little bit more concerned. They want to make sure. They want to be like, okay.
Yeah, we laughing.
You're laughing. That's what now we're on the same page. Before you acting like you're not laughing.
No. I'm gonna laugh, but my thing, I was saying that if somebody told me, I give you a prime example. There was a guy, his name was Fred Shimizu. He worked on Camera 3 when I was at CBS. And I used to call him Ichiro, which means firstborn in Japanese.
Was he Japanese?
He was.
Did you know that for a fact or you were guessing?
I would know that for a fact.
Okay.
So
if you want to guess, just go Chinese. There's way more.
No. He was Japanese. And one day, his sister passed, but his sister was the firstborn. So he comes to me. Yeah. He said, Shannon, I know you've been calling me Ichiro for like the past 6 or 7 years. He said, but my sister passed and she was the firstborn. I would really appreciate it if you called me by my name. Boom. I didn't say, man, I've been calling you Ichiro for 6, 7 years. Bro, get over it.
Yeah.
Fred, no problem.
Yeah. His name was Fred?
His name was Freddie. Freddie Shimizu. Freddie, shout out, bro.
Yo, but shout out you, Fred.
No, but I'm saying that's how I operate, Andrew. That's how I operate. Yeah. I didn't go back and say, bro, I've been calling you this.
So but yeah, you're not a professional comedian.
No.
You're a broadcaster that you don't need to talk to the camera 3 guy and insult his heritage.
I could.
And dishonor his family.
I could be.
You know what I mean? But yeah, I think that's the right thing to do. I'm going to start telling jokes to
get back Deion Cole. I'm going to get back Deion Cole.
Why? What did Deion do?
Nah, he got me at the NAACP Image Award. He said something slick.
What'd he say?
He was talking about my clothes be tight.
You do like to show off.
I mean,
you like to flirt.
What?
Nah, you flirting, bro. That's some, yeah, you could wear baggier.
Why? Don't you believe in conspicuous consumption? If you have it, flaunt it?
I don't know what you just said. I went to public school, bro. I listen, you should have CTE. I don't know how the you even pronounce all those words. What the did he say? Conspicuous
consumption.
Consumption.
If you have
it, flaunt it.
Yes.
So you are trying to show off.
No.
You just said you're trying to show off, Shannon.
I'm saying,
I feel gaslit.
No, what I'm doing is that I work out.
Okay.
And I mean, how big? What you want me to get? Triple X?
So now you're showing off. Let's say a dude comes up to you and he's like, yo, I like what you're showing off. Now I know that you're about that showing off shit, and he's like, I like it.
No.
Whoa, what do you mean no?
What you mean I'm showing off? I ain't showing if I got on clothes. I can see if I came up here and did the interview with nothing on.
Hold on. You just said you're about the conspicuous, whatever that is.
Conspicuous consumption.
That sounds like a Harry Potter story.
No, I'm saying if you have it, flaunt it.
Yeah, so you're saying you got it flaunted. And a guy is over here like, yo, he's flaunting. I'm trying to catch some of that flaunt. He comes up to you.
Bro, I don't get down like that.
No. I know you don't. We saw the video. We saw the video.
But that's what I'm going to say. That's what I'm going to say.
Oh, you say, yo, I don't get down like that. Right. Stiff arm.
Yeah,
stiff
that's
arm.
it.
He's stiff too.
Hey, we done.
Yeah.
We done. That's done. That's it. But I don't give off that vibe. Now, people on the internet can say what they want to, but I have never.
You don't give off that vibe. You don't give off that vibe.
I've never been in a situation where somebody has approached me from the same sex. It's like.
But that's the thing that's weird. It's like, you don't got to give off the vibe. Like, no girl gives off a vibe for us to think they're hot. They're just hot.
No. In today's time, Schulz, you can't just, hey, you look nice. That dress look nice on you. I ain't complimenting nobody.
I got a wife. I can't do that.
No, I'm just saying, period.
Yeah.
If it's not my sister, my daughters, or mine, you ain't getting no compliments.
No compliments at all.
Hell no.
What if they have
I don't care if they dress like Kanye's wife. You get nothing from me.
Oh no, I'll compliment. I think we could objectively say she has huge tits.
Nah, because you say something to somebody, now you make them feel uncomfortable.
She made me feel uncomfortable, yeah. If I saw her in person, I would feel very uncomfortable because it'd be impossible not to look at what she's got. I mean, she's, objectively speaking, we're just talking about biology.
Right.
She's stacked to the gills.
I take your word for it, man.
You've never seen it?
I don't pick.
You getting in that elevator?
No.
You getting in that elevator? You hitting every floor? He just
hell no. I don't pay no attention.
What is your love life like right now? You have a girlfriend? What's the whole thing?
I'm okay. I'm doing.
No, I know you're okay. Yeah. I know you're good. But like, do you date? Like, how does somebody get into Shannon's world?
I'm private, man. I keep that stuff hush hush.
Really?
Because if you date publicly, you got to break up publicly.
Oh, and the breakup publicly is brutal, huh?
And then, you change insults on Twitter or IG and you post everything. You end up on the gossip columns. I ain't trying to do that.
And then they could talk about you.
So let me ask you this.
Yes.
Did you play sports as a kid? Because it seems like you like sports. You know a lot about sports.
I hooped, and then I boxed.
You what?
I hooped. I played basketball.
Hula hoop?
Yeah, hula hooped.
Oh, hold on. Yeah. In New York City.
Yeah.
You were a hooper.
Yeah, I was nice. I'm dunking on you. But you don't think that because I'm white, but I'm dunking on you in the game. Actually, you're big and you're probably like quick. It's probably tough to get by you, but yeah. I used to be nice at basketball. And then boxing I did in college a bit, and then my nose is too big for that shit. Like even in the headgear it would get hit.
Yeah.
Like your headgear should protect your nose, but my nose would be popping right out the headgear. I just be getting smacked in the head. But I had one smoker.
Did you want to play sports? So when you were growing up,
I wanted to hoop. I wanted to play ball. Like naturally as a kid, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to be a professional basketball player. And then like, I played in high school, and then I got like some like D3 interests, and I was like, I don't know if I'm going to go to some liberal arts college to like play on the team there. Like, I don't give a about that. So I went out to UC Santa Barbara, and then I just went out to school there, and I didn't play. I didn't play on the team or anything like that. But I played with guys who, like, I saw the levels, put it that way. Like,
yes.
I saw, like, I would play this guy in the summer, and he was a guy who played like D2, like school in Long Island. Was it Long Island or like Philadelphia? But and then he went and played in Europe, and he was just nice. Like, there's just, as you know, you're a professional athlete. There's levels to this. And I saw my level, and I could have worked harder. Don't get me wrong. I could have worked harder. I could have done other things for my game. But my game was built around, I know this is going to sound maybe hilarious because of your stereotypes of me, but it was built around athleticism and length. See, look at that. Do you see this racist stereotype that you have? This is disgusting. We shouldn't allow this. I'm telling you right now that is hurting me, so please never do that again.
So you
Please never, I've told you that hurt my feelings, so please never talk about white people again.
I didn't say that. I didn't say anything. I just shook my head.
Please never shake your head like that again. This is what it sounds like when people try to censor jokes. Like, please never talk about it again.
Right.
My feelings
But
are
you're
hurt.
athletic.
I'm cooking you, no problem. I know it sounds crazy.
It does.
But I would. Back in the day, I would. It's not, because here's the thing. It's like I invented a move called the hezi. I don't know if you're familiar with it. And basically what happens is I have a left to right cross, and then I have a left hezi.
Yeah.
And it's just, there's nothing you can do about it. You got to ask Jay Williams. You know Jay Williams?
Yeah.
Number 2 draft pick, right? Maybe the best college point guard ever, some people say. Cooked his ass on video.
Okay. Yeah, I was just wondering about that. Yeah.
I mean, you're familiar with this, right?
I'm familiar with Jay Williams. I'm familiar with you probably.
I love Jay, but I told him, you don't want this smoke. I'm going to hit you with the hezi. I'm going to cross that ass over, and I'm going to hit a teardrop in your face, and then I did it, and then I won.
What were your parents like?
My parents owned a dance studio. They would teach dance lessons. Yeah.
You didn't want to go into the family business?
No, I know some dancing. I know a little bit of dancing, but they didn't really pressure me like that.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. My dad before that was a journalist, so he would like...
You have siblings?
Yeah, I have a little brother.
That's it?
Yeah, just a little brother. And then my mom was a ballroom dancer, and she was a 3-time U.S. ballroom dance champion. She's originally from Scotland. She moved here when she was like 20. Yeah.
So what type of big brother were you? Were you protected?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, absolutely.
Is that why you learned how to box?
No, I think I learned how to box because I like talking.
And so you need to be able to. Well, you didn't talk. When that man jumped on stage and punched you, you ain't do nothing.
Well, I didn't learn how to box yet.
Oh.
I just learned how to talk. And I realized, you know,
you got it backwards.
Both.
You got it backwards.
Exactly.
Box first, then talk ish later.
What is that shit they say about America? It's like America. You know, what is it? The First Amendment is freedom of speech. Not amendment, but the first, whatever it is. Oh my God, I should know about this. Okay. What is it?
Freedom of speech.
It's freedom of speech. And then number 2 is you could carry a gun.
Right to bear arms.
And there's a reason why. Right? I think it was Michael Che that had a joke about this. I'm not exactly sure, but it was like, if you're gonna let people say whatever the they want, they gotta carry something to make sure. And on some level, I did probably feel that way. I was like, I gotta be able to protect myself if I like talking.
But I will give you credit. You talk about everybody.
Everybody gets these jokes. I think the second you stop doing it about one group, then it becomes hateful.
Okay. I see what you're saying.
Because if I'm equally making fun of everybody, it's love. I genuinely want everybody to laugh when I say the jokes.
Okay.
Genuinely, that's the goal. Like, I'm out here hoping that you come to a show or you watch online and you smile and you laugh and you have a little joy in your day. That makes me feel good.
How much ticket?
How much does it cost for tickets to a show?
Yeah.
Well, it depends. Depends where you sit. You know, depends what part of the venue you're in.
Okay, up close.
I don't know. How much are tickets, Dove? I have to ask the Jew.
It could be up to 200, 250.
I'm gonna watch it online.
Yeah, you gotta watch it. Yeah. You can afford it. Stop it.
I'm watching it
You got different colored diamonds on your fake Rolex.
I'm gonna watch it online.
What is it? Did you put these on?
No, that's the cotton candy.
Oh my God, that's like way more fancy than I even know about with watches. You're rich, dude. No, you got money.
No,
you dress like a Pilates instructor.
Yeah,
but you got money. That's the thing that throws me off. You look good in the Lulu. How do you not have a deal with Lulu yet?
I'm trying to get one.
You need it. Hey, who's your guy?
Rhea.
Are you part Jewish? No. Dove, can you help and bestow some wisdom? There would have already been a deal.
Okay, we're gonna get this deal.
Yes. Lululemon.
Let me ask you this. I've never asked anybody this before.
How big is it?
No.
In inches or centimeters?
I have not.
No?
No.
Oh, dude, that's the vibes now.
That's it. I want to go on a safari.
Well, that's not Ghana at all.
But I want.
You're just saying that because you think Africa is all safari.
No. I did my ancestry. I'm 90% Nigerian.
Yes. Do you know what type of Nigerian?
No, they're different types.
Igbo, Yoruba.
No, I don't know all that.
No?
They didn't give me all that.
Oh, you got to look in. There's some beautiful stereotypes, as you would say, about the Nigerian people. But the Nigerian people are fascinating, man.
Well, maybe you can help me out. You're not Jewish, but I'm going to ask you this question.
Yes. You were about to ask me a question about, like, why is it when
they get offended
Jews stick together?
Because LeBron said,
I'll speak on behalf of all Jews for you. No.
But I'm just saying, maybe you can help me, maybe because you have a better understanding than I do.
Yeah.
Is that LeBron said, like, I'm trying to get money like Jewish people, and they they lost it.
He said that?
Yeah. It was a song. It's a song.
He wrote a rap song?
No, he didn't write a rap song. He was regurgitating the line in the rap song.
So you're saying if I just say a rap lyric, I could get in trouble for it potentially?
Yeah, I mean, I guess they look at it like somebody from the opposite race saying the N-word. But I'm saying getting money, how Jewish communities stick together.
Yeah.
They pull together, they root for one another, blah, blah, blah.
Do they?
Yeah.
You think they do?
I think they do.
Where are all the Jewish rappers? They seem to be...
I don't know. I only know the Jewish rappers.
I know. There's like none. Jack Harlow, he looks kind of Jewish, right? He got the curls.
Are you sure?
I think Jack's secretly Jewish, dude. Don't you think? He's an industry plant.
Lord,
they call that an industry menorah. No, why? I think that, I mean, I don't know. It depends what it is. I think it's hard to like... I think you should look out for people that you care about. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, right. I imagine you do that with your friends. I've tried to build business with my friends. My friends just don't happen to all be like in the same community. Right. But if you grow up in a community, it's not weird. Right. So like, when I see black people looking out for black people or Jews looking out for Jews, like,
we need we need to do that more though.
But don't you think that that's happening? Don't you think there's an effort?
Not enough.
No?
Not enough.
Well then how can you start? What can you do?
I'm doing my part. See, for me, Schulz, I don't like to tell people what I'm doing because I do it not for praise. Because the way I look at something, even if I do something special, and nobody tells me that it's special, I still believe that it's special. So I don't do it for the cameras. I don't do it to see my name in print. So if I give or I donate something, if you mention my name, I won't give it to you again.
Now, I know you won't say this, but I just want to say that, the people behind the scenes working on this are all black.
Now, my makeup, where Brett?
Hey, everybody,
go?
Listen, hey, listen, I'm just saying, you are providing black jobs and you're looking at the black community. Nobody behind the camera here is not black. I just want to point that out.
No, we got one. We don't
have to count them. Those days are done. We're not doing that anymore. Okay, what the hell's going on over here?
They did away with affirmative action, so I'm good.
DEI is over.
Yeah, we good.
No, I honestly, I don't know. What's your thought on that? Like, do you think, I guess people, when they hear that like a group is looking out for one another, maybe they feel alienated by it?
Right.
Is that I guess?
That might be. I mean, for me.
Yeah.
I love the fact that, they root for one another, they work with one another.
Yeah.
And for me, and I'm from the outside looking in.
Do you want to like recreate that?
I want our community. I want our community to be that.
Now, I think there is a distinct difference though with like the Black American community and the Jewish community. Mm-hmm. And I'm not talking about just jumping ability. Mm-hmm. I think that like the Jewish community is bound,
right,
I would imagine, by this book that was written like 3,000 years ago, right? A religion, these customs, etc. Right. And unfortunately, because of horrible circumstances that my family had nothing to do with, just like, man, look, Black Americans are bound. Now, of course, in modern times, there's like amazing culture. Yeah. Like you guys dominate American culture. But historically speaking, by the oppression, right? That's what unifies the Black experience, unfortunately. Now, much different.
Right.
Art, music, food, like all these other things, yes. But initially speaking, you don't have 3,000 years of, hey, this is our culture.
Right.
Whereas the Jamaican community in America does, right? Like the African community in America does. Like the Somali community can tap into 3,000 years of culture.
Right.
So it's easy for them to look out for one another, take care of one another. And I wonder if the Somali community in America operates similarly to the Jewish community in America, or the Russian community in America, or the Italian community in America. And I wonder if it's like a more difficult task for Black Americans in general, because you're not a monolith that has like one book that's driving your culture.
Correct.
You've had completely different experiences, and unfortunately, because of history, have been torn from your like ethnic and country identity.
Right.
So you don't know what tribe you're from in Nigeria.
Correct.
And if you did, maybe that would inform so many things about you. Like I don't know what tribe I'm from really in Scotland. I mean, I know I'm part of like the Cameron clan. That's what it was.
Okay.
But like, it maybe be really cool if I knew more about that. Right. And then maybe it would help like congeal the community. So I think it is a cool thing to look towards and do, but you also got to give yourselves a little bit of slack. You're building a new identity.
Right.
And you're comparing yourself to groups that have existed for thousands of years. You're supposed to, in 400 years, become the same as Italian people.
But we got to start somewhere, though.
No. It's great. Yeah. But also, like, take a moment and be like, holy look what we're doing. And like, what? This is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like, I think there's just like a moment to pat yourself on the back because you're comparing yourselves to thousands of years of history.
Okay. Luigi Mangione has received $500,000 in donations. How is this possible, man?
Well, you want to know.
Yeah, I want to know.
The way that Americans react to these events will tell you everything about how they feel towards these institutions. Americans are hurting, bro. Yeah. They're upset. They feel disillusioned. Like they don't trust the government. They don't trust the medical industry. They don't trust the pharmaceutical industry. They don't trust the food. They don't trust the wars that we're in. Like, so when one of these guys that's at the head of a healthcare company gets clipped in brutal, disgusting fashion, like we shouldn't be like laughing about it.
Right.
We're already so hurt. We're already so destitute that we're like, f that guy.
Yeah. Want to join Club Shay Shay? Become an official member by hitting that subscribe button, where you never know who's going to be joining us for drinks and conversation. Don't be late to the party because you know we like to do something before two something.